Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Detroit Tech Review, our bi-weekly tech news roundup, I guess you could call it. Something. Jeremy, Detroit Tech.
Corey, also from Detroit Tech.
That's fair. So let's jump into this. We have a few things to cover. We don't want to make this too long. So first thing is Razer, the beloved gaming company with all of the RGBs in the world, has released a phone for gamers. Specifically
For gamers.
Yes, not a gaming phone. It's a phone for gamers.
Even though it kind of is both.
True, but as far as let's go.
Yeah.
So it still has the Snapdragon 835, which is everybody else
like
has.
all the other flagships.
Same has basically the internals are the same as everybody else except for two things.
Yep.
Well, one, it has 8 gigs of RAM,
right,
which is pretty epic. Although, who is it? The OnePlus something 3T 7
there was
42.
One that had it,
so that had 8 gigs, and then it has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery.
Yeah,
which is epic.
Which is also not the first phone to do that.
True,
but it's by far. I think it was one of those Chinese ones.
Xiaomi
something like that.
But here's the kicker: it is the first phone to have a 120 hertz refresh rate screen.
It's the first phone.
That's what I said. Not mobile device.
There has been an iPad Pro,
and they did say first mobile device in their announcement, and that's false. Razer, shame. But that 4,000 milliamp hour battery is probably just. I mean, in all honesty, it's there to support the 120 hertz screen, even though it is variable, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's there just to say that, like, if you're playing games for a long time, it'll actually have the battery life.
Yeah, that's fair. It's interesting because I've seen some people talked about it and were like kind of disparaging towards the phone. So
some people were.
How is this a gaming phone? I mean, it doesn't really have anything like gaming specific in it, except for it does have this list of or menu of settings to tinker with, but I don't really tinker with settings, so I don't care. And they entirely missed the point.
Correct.
Because who uses, for the most part, I mean, not most part, but a lot of the time, who uses Razer devices and who are the people that like have their whole setup like Razer themed?
They're gamers.
They're gamers, right. Do they build their own PC? Sometimes?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. But do they probably tinker with things?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll dive into the menu and they'll tinker.
Yeah. I mean, really, like, it's an enthusiast phone is what I would call it. Like, it's got a huge battery. It's got this screen that you might not think the 120 hertz refresh rate is that important, but when you see how buttery smooth the scrolling is, like, and because it's variable refresh, so when it's just sitting there on your home screen, it doesn't need to do 120. It's barely refreshing at all.
Which will then save you battery as well.
Right. So, like, it's not stupid.
Yeah.
But then when you go to scroll through web pages and stuff, it's just super smooth.
Yeah. Which
it's got two monstrous bezels on the top and the bottom, which have forward-facing speakers.
Oh, yeah. People talk about how big the bezels were.
They're big, but they're big on purpose.
But I also wouldn't call them necessarily bezels because they're speakers.
No, it's a chin and a forehead.
Right, that's fair. Bezels are on the side, which are basically non-existent.
Yeah, they're pretty small on it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it does have a big chin and forehead.
For speakers.
With Dolby Atmos.
They hide a little bit on the gaming side of it. Well, the old Dolby Atmos is just ridiculous. They say that in TVs and also that are just like ridiculous.
Well, you can't really do it.
They say it's there so you can have someplace to put your thumbs to play games. And there is actually some truth to that.
True. But it's all, I mean, if you got one of those twisty whatever games, I don't want to like be balancing my phone and then like flip it up.
Plus also the speakers do, like, they're like the best sounding speakers I've ever seen.
Yeah, which my Nexus
is very good.
Not Nexus, it's a Pixel. I had a Nexus.
Yeah.
These speakers are actually surprisingly good. Like, it makes me actually care about speakers on phones.
And these are
supposed to be way better.
On my Note 8 is pretty terrible.
This is terrible, Peter.
It is. It is.
So that's and the phone is $700.
Yeah. So it's like $300 cheaper than all these phones.
Yeah, I paid with taxes and everything. I paid like $1,050 for this.
Yeah, it's right around this. Although they're letting me trade in my Note 5 for like $300.
I only got like $150 for my 6P.
Yeah. So,
but whatever.
I do think for the price, like, as long as it feels a little chunkier design, like much more just square slab.
But some people would say that's a Razer. Well, it is kind of a Razer aesthetic, but a gamer aesthetic.
I would say I don't even care about the battery life implications. I wish the Razer symbol on the back
was RGB.
Was like,
well, not RGB, but like LED shine.
At least green.
Well,
but RGB would be preferable. If you really want it to be a gamer's phone, it needs to be RGB.
Is anything they have? I know they have like the Razer Chroma stuff.
Yeah,
it's all RGB crazy. But on those things, does the Razer logo ever light up a different color?
I thought the Razer logo on their laptops did.
Or does it just not light up?
I thought it lights up in the laptops.
I don't know. That was a separate. I mean, that's an entirely separate point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. It lights up on their laptops. It's just green, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't think they ever let it light up a different color than green.
Right. But I would have at least thought that would, like, if you could turn it off in the settings, it'd be fine. But like, if you could put on your home screen of your phone just a little switch for it. I'm sure that would have added an incredible expense to the device just because of the shape of their logo.
Oh yeah,
it's not at all simple.
With the 4,000 milliamp battery, I think they don't have any space inside the phone for LEDs.
They already have the manufacturing figured out for their laptops.
Yeah, I don't think they have space for it.
Yeah, you're right.
I think that's the main.
Dude, I can dream.
The main thing. Yeah. No, I think it'll be sweet. Like Linus and their perfect TV.
Right.
It's just all of the things.
Yeah, well, I agreed.
Yeah, it's what I want. But
we're getting closer, but yeah, anyway.
I want an 85-inch OLED.
Seriously, though, when it comes to this phone, it's basically stock Android. It's got a massive battery, awesome speakers, pretty dang good screen. It's not going to be as good as the OLEDs.
I would say it's Samsung. IPS, right?
Yeah, it's a very good IPS LCD.
IPS screens are not bad at all.
Right.
That's what all the best monitors for not laptops, but all the best monitors for your computer are IPS right now because there's like a single OLED that LG I think has out.
I have an OLED on this Alienware.
That's a laptop.
It's like the only laptop that has it. So
I don't even know what this.
But like all the iPhone screens that everybody loves have always been IPS LCDs. So
yeah, so I mean they're not bad, but I do love OLED because the black levels.
Oh, yeah, you can't even come close.
Thank you, Samsung. Or I guess LG. For my Pixel, which almost sort of thank you.
Either way, I honestly think that Razer phone, so for anybody that has any idea about the history of what went on there, Razer bought Nextspin Robin.
I always forget that.
So that made that one weird phone that everything is supposed to be in the cloud.
It looks almost exactly the same, though.
Just not in pastel blue, right? Yeah. Which I kind of thought the pastel blue was kind of cool.
I do like the kind of blue for the Pixel 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's called kind of blue, like that. Yeah. Anyway.
So I would definitely I think the Razer phone sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. If I had a spare $700.
Yeah, I would.
Or if they sent it to me, I would totally check it out.
I would consider it.
Razer.
I didn't even know it was coming out.
This.
And I guess everybody can have their own phone because Red's going to have their own phone now too.
Dude, so whenever we get more information about that, and it's not like 6-month-old news,
right?
We'll talk about that because I do want that. But anyway,
so either way, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's a cool phone. I think any disparaging remarks I really read about it are people that didn't think it was cool. I think they
just dismissed it.
I think they just dismissed it, and I think there are people that have zero gaming pedigree.
Oh,
I'm not a gamer per se,
but I think even I built
my computer.
Reviewed it.
He thought it was good.
Yeah,
and he's not really a gamer.
Well, he plays some stuff, but he wasn't. That wasn't at all what he's looking at. He's just overall, this is a really good phone.
Right. So, and I think that's the key. People got caught because they're a gaming phone, which is not just a phone for gamers. Yeah. For people who generally are familiar with Razer already.
Right.
Right. So, next one. This one this topic. This one's actually really cool. So GoPro. This article I read has basically two things about it for GoPro. One, Q3 in 2017 was their first profitable quarter in 2 years.
Well, they got hit hard.
Well, who was it? Yee?
Yep, he's one of them.
There's a million. I have one. I bought one. I got a action cam for $40.
So many knockoffs.
I mean, it's crappy, but it's fine because it was $40.
I have a GoPro and I have a Yee, and there's
which one's your Yee? Oh, your Yee is the full size one.
Yeah,
your GoPro is just a session,
right? So I will say there's some negatives to the Yee, but honestly, you can get very good footage out of it.
Sure. Now, does Yee have what sort of software does Yee come with?
It's actually not the worst.
Really? They have editing software?
I don't know about that, but on the phone for connecting and doing it's not that bad.
Because that was one of the things I've noticed that GoPro has done recently.
Oh, clearly that's better.
There is all of that stuff, which is pretty phenomenal. But which you said you have a session.
Yes.
Second part of this article, apparently, according to what's his face? Oh no, that was somebody else. Somebody at GoPro. Woodman. I don't know who he is. Demand for the GoPro's entry-level session was much higher than anticipated this year, so in 2017, and will result in a sooner than expected end of life for this product, the session. But this does identify a significant opportunity for us to expand our market with a new entry-level product slated in 2018. Apparently, they do have several new products planned for 2018. The COO, CJ Prober, said, in 2018, we've got a new product to address that entry level, which we're even more excited about than the session, because it's even better form factor for that price point. So they're getting rid of the session. This is what is everything if I'm understanding it correctly. They're getting rid of the session. And coming up with some. Session was cool.
I like the session.
There were basically two versions of it.
That little cube guy.
There were like two versions.
There was just an old one and a new one.
Oh, old and new. Okay,
yeah,
so there wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was.
Wasn't like same iteration.
It's like a Hero 3 session, Hero 4 session, or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well,
and
I do think maybe there was a bump on the one could do 4K. It was the Hero 4 or whatever.
Yeah, I think the other new one could. But it's a nice. It's small.
Yeah, the form factor is cool. It's just that small cube.
Yeah,
I found it very easy for me to use it for, messing around in the water, mounting on my motorcycle helmet. It just works very well. I just like the way you slide it into the kind of the holders
cage thing.
Yeah, the cage.
You just kind of slide it in, click it, and it works.
Yeah.
So that's apparently a lot of people like that. And what's 200?
Yeah, I think around there is what it was.
Which is not bad at all, especially if you're looking at getting 4K video out of it.
But
with that whole ecosystem,
they realize they kind of have to compete with those Yees that are around like the $100.
Right. So I'm actually I don't know if I'll get one, but I am kind of excited to see what direction they go.
It's interesting when they said there's a better form factor. I'd love to see what
I was like thinking about it. I have no idea.
Yeah, because it can't get much smaller.
I mean, it might be a little bit bigger, but thinner.
Well, I think the Sony Action Cam one is kind of that skinny guy with the little. I don't know if you've seen those.
Oh, so it has it's like this with coming out the back,
or on the bottom almost, where it's kind of like a.
Okay.
Yeah, it's almost like a.
So
there are some other form factors, but I thought. I kind of like the session. That was cool.
Yeah, it can be. I don't know. It can be if you're holding it, if you're.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
Kind of doing a vlog style.
It's not very good for that.
So maybe. Because if you have that where it's something.
But there's nothing smaller.
Thinner, like this, and then you just have a thing here.
Yeah, but how can you make that ruggedized?
Oh, I have no idea.
Anyway, yeah, that's what I liked about it. It's just this little cube. It's completely waterproof down to 90 feet or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty significant.
Yeah, and that thing is just a tank, and you can there's a plastic in front of the actual glass.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So if it shatters, you can actually just replace it, and it's still sealed.
Oh,
so it's pretty well designed in my opinion.
I didn't realize that. That's cool.
But it's just the performance wasn't that great. I'll be honest. So,
I think actually, you said the performance wasn't that great. It's still the wide angle, so you get kind of the fisheye look, which you can get rid of. We've seen people do that.
Yeah.
But we
What's
did.
Weird is
I used it for that one. We used it for that one video, and the sound was when it gets hit with water or splash or something.
Or wind.
Yeah, it clips or whatever.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't think the audio was for what it is.
That's pretty good.
Audio was not bad.
Yeah, and honestly, using it swimming in a waterfall, it actually does a pretty good job of switching between knowing it's underwater and how it takes the sound in underwater and what it does above. It's very good at that.
So I think it was a pretty good camera. Like I said, honestly, I probably will not get the new.
But I'm with you. I think it's interesting.
Whatever new phone, but I think it's fascinating, and I'm just very curious to see what direction they go, especially if they try to compete, because they did, to be profitable this quarter, they layoffs, they did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. A quick hit. T-Mobile and Sprint officially call off the merger, which there wasn't a merger actually happening. They were just trying to do it.
T-Mobile was trying at the last minute there to amend some terms to try to make it happen.
Yeah. But Sprint tried to buy him 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Or something.
So Sprint tried to buy them, then AT&T tried to buy Sprint, and AT&T tried to buy T-Mobile. But when it didn't fall through, T-Mobile had written in that contract that they still got $4 billion. So they made a ton of money off of like nothing, off the FCC basically saying, no, we don't want this to happen.
I didn't realize that.
And then
that's so good.
I have no idea why it kind of stopped at this point. I know they were trying to become the other big, the third big.
Yeah, they were just trying to make a big 3 instead of big 4.
Yeah.
Which, if anything, in Detroit, we know about the big 3.
I got to be honest. I feel like the only reason that benefits the carriers is that they have a larger bargaining chip when they try to get the stupid deals on like streaming rights and stuff. Because there's a little bit of benefit in terms of coverage.
The worst. Not the coverage, the streaming deals.
Yeah, right. Because the coverage between, like, what is Sprint and T-Mobile really going to get me? Do I really think Sprint has a ton of coverage where T-Mobile doesn't?
I doubt it. I don't know.
Right?
I doubt it, though. It's slightly different technology, too, isn't it?
Yes, which then...
I mean, that's which is why Project Fi worked.
Yeah, but like, most phones aren't... Well, I guess they are kind of now, but...
Yeah, you could get this one to work on Project Fi.
Right, I think you could get...
You should have to get the Fi SIM. You have to have the correct type of phone to sign up for Fi, but you can throw a Fi SIM card in here.
Right.
I got a spare 2 if you want. We can try it.
It is what it is. It's just, I don't know. It never really made that much sense to me. But
no. Yeah, and that's, like I said, that's a quick hitter. I don't have a lot to say about it. I think it was something they were trying to do, and it's gone.
Yep.
Do you want to do that one or do you want to do that one?
Well, let's go through the iPhone 10 a little bit.
iPhone 10,
So a bunch of the reviews finally came out.
Yeah, people are finally getting them.
There were some, I think, like, especially The Verge was pretty fair on it.
Which, I do read The Verge. I think...
in the past, they've been
I feel like they're not always...
But they're moving towards Android
Not
because
biased.
they love the software, I think. Everybody does.
Software's good. 100%.
There's some things about the new one that, like, the 10 especially. The 8, I mean... It's basically just like
it's an iPhone.
An upgraded iPhone, which shouldn't change much. Same home screen, same Touch ID, same the way interacting with.
And
the
it just
software.
has and it's basically the same as the 7S or 7 or whatever.
Right.
It just has a glass back for Qi charging, which is cool. Right?
I agree. So that for me is a huge thing. Now that we have both Samsung, the flagships, and the Apple flagships with wireless charging, you're going to see it everywhere, which is just super happy for me. Sadly.
But I haven't had it since Nexus 4.
Next time.
But we haven't had it since Nexus 4, so I'm used to it. And it does charge fast enough. And because it's a new phone, the lowest I've gotten this is 55% battery. So I literally don't
had to push this one to...
No. But here's one thing about the Qi. This is a slight aside. The Qi charging, it can be annoying at times, which it happened to me with the Nexus 4, because if my phone is like out of battery and I want to keep doing stuff on it, then I have to set it down on my charger and then touch it that way, which then it'll sit like this and I tip it over, or then I have to unplug from my charger, plug into, or just have a second
like an infomercial.
Actually,
here.
this is terrible.
Like, have you ever? Because like,
do you know how to blanket?
It's not like you can't just get a cable and plug it in like your normal phone.
You have to get another brick, another cable.
Or you just unplug your.
I don't want to do it. That's an extra step.
So, I mean,
don't want to do it. Anyway, sorry.
I've been wireless charging my phone for a while now. I just drop it on a pad when I go to sleep.
You got the big Samsung one, don't you?
I don't like that one. I mean, actually, I should say it's totally fine. But when my cat walks all over my nightstand, it knocks it off. Much easier than just on the flat one.
Yeah, your cat's a jerk.
So I've not stopped using that. I got it. I liked it. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then just my cat destroyed it. And I was like,
so you just use a flat one now?
Yeah.
You use one of those like Motorola ones you bought?
So no, I used the actual Samsung one home, and then I have some other, I don't know what brand name.
The little like black one, right?
No, not those. I have those too, but I don't trust those.
No.
But I have some other one that's basically a knockoff of the Samsung. I use at work.
That just is flat?
Yep.
Instead of slanted?
Yeah, and it works really well. But
anyway,
it's not that necessary. Anyway, so the iPhone,
It's a Qi charging. We've talked for 5 minutes.
The gestures on it, I don't know if you guys have looked at that.
Yeah, that looks weird.
It's a drastic change for iPhone users. To go from, instead of hitting the home button, you got to swipe up. And then
the swiping up isn't too big of a deal, but it's all the other stuff that's weird.
Like the app switching, where I think on the iPhone it was double tap the home button, brought up the multitasker.
Yeah.
Which even me as an Android user, I could get used to.
Yeah.
It wasn't that great.
I mean, we just hit one button, now you just have to double tap a button.
Yeah.
Like, that would be fine.
Now it's like this weird swipey thingy at the bottom. And then if you want to use the...
But it's not
mode.
But it's a swipey thing from the bottom that's like...
It's like a cross.
But it's like... I think I was holding it literally right below the mic, and I just kicked the table. So it's like right here. So I just go up, and there's the app drawer. But it's like, this is where you would swipe up for the home button, or for the home screen. But then you have to swipe like here. Like
yeah, across.
Yeah, like across, but
in a specific area.
Right here, like in a specific, almost like it's like a finger width.
Yeah.
I have chubby fingers.
And then
that's difficult.
If you want to do like the one-handed operation mode, which brings the top down, it's like this really weird, super small swipe, and I don't know. Yeah, even for me, it seems like complicated. I'm sure I could figure it out. And like to turn off the phone, you have to hold the power button and a volume key. And
to turn the phone off, I thought that's what the power button was for.
No, if you hold the power button, you get Siri,
which nobody wants
because it doesn't work that well.
They want to actually. I think more people want. Let's try this. I think more people want that than want Bixby.
I agree with that. I mean, I just turned Bixby off on here, so
yeah, it's a wasted button.
So I do think. I don't know. Maybe it's. I think I see why they released the 2, why they released the 8 and the 10.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because
some people just want.
You got to be committed and be tech savvy to jump to the 10 right now.
Yeah.
For most people, I think that would be too confusing.
Plus the bezel. Not the bezel, I'm sorry. The notch.
The notch, yeah.
Notch gate.
People talk about that you'll get used to it, and sure, of course.
I'm sure you do.
You get used to anything.
But as far as notches go, Essential phone or iPhone X10. Whatever.
Essential phone is way better.
But it also doesn't have the face ID?
Yeah. The Face ID.
Head ID.
Is kind of cool.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it seems to work reasonably fast. It's not lightning fast, but it's true, pretty fast.
Does seem like there's some like possible issues going outside if it's a bright day outside because it's IR reflecting off your face.
So if it's too bright, it's hard.
So you understand that, and then it has to be within 10 to 20 inches. So you have to hold it like what here?
Yeah,
and like that's.
Which I think for me probably wouldn't be.
For me that would be fine.
It might be a big deal in bed, but
in bed like here.
Yeah. So
like all the chins just. So I don't know that I mean, I will not ever say not ever, but I definitely have not ever said I am like an Apple fan yet. It's possible it could happen, but I think I try to give them credit with technology where credit is due.
Yeah, no,
they've done some cool stuff with it.
Very cool hardware.
They've done some cool stuff with it. I'm still mad at them for getting rid of their headphone jack last year, as courageous as that was. Because now everybody's freaking doing it.
I gotta be honest.
And
I feel much better about having a headphone jack.
Which
honestly should just move us off into the next topic, which is the...
That's true. We can say that.
Pixel 2 XL.
Yeah, Pixel 2 XL versus Note 8, because we each have one. And staying with the sequitur as opposed to a non-sequitur?
Sure.
Sure. Segue.
A good sequitur.
I may have to contact Google. My dongle does not work on my phone.
Dongle Pro 9000?
So plugged into somebody at church. Hold on.
Okay.
Somebody at church had the the S8, the Galaxy S8.
Okay.
And he plugged my dongle into his phone, and it worked. He got sound immediately. He's got some UE64 earbuds, right? Nice earbuds. This morning I tried to play something out of here on my earbuds. Sure SE215s.
Well, whatever. It shouldn't matter what kind of headphones.
And it played out of here.
So it's just not even recognizing that it has anything.
Here's the thing. It recognized, it gave me the option, like, do you want to charge this device? Do you want to share files? Right. So I have to mess with it a little bit and see if anybody else have an issue. And I may have to actually contact Google about that, which I don't want to. Anyway.
Interesting.
So there's that.
I'd rather just use the headphone jack on my phone.
Which I agree. I don't often do it. And a lot of times if I'm walking to work for my parking garage, which is like a 10-minute walk, I am using like Bluetooth earbuds. I'm using my Jaybirds.
Yeah, usually.
So it's not like the biggest issue, but
I have lots of wired headphones around that I like to use.
Every once in a while, if I want to plug some freaking headphones in.
Or like when I'm on a long road trip, it's like my Jaybirds are not going to last the whole time.
100%. Or
I just want better headphones, right?
Right. But I'm also in the place where sure, I'm okay. Like I'm not happy about using the dongle, but I'll use it.
I'm not upset about using it.
If I do, it better work.
Well, yeah.
So that's actually pretty darn frustrating.
But I'm not so upset about using the dongle. It's just remembering to have it with me is the problem.
I have it in a thing in my bag. I have a little zipper in my backpack.
Yeah, but I don't take a backpack everywhere I go.
I take my backpack almost everywhere.
So you got a purse. It's a man bag. It's an Italian man satchel.
It's an anti-theft man satchel.
Oh, you're right. It is anti-theft. We'll have to do a video on that at some point.
I know it's an interesting backpack. Anyway, we don't have a lot of time left because we do want to finish this up pretty quick. But so overall, the phones, you do get to draw on your screen with your with your niblet.
Kind of really enjoyed writing those live messages.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I'll give you that.
It is kind of fun. You can just draw things and it does
like
a GIF
the
of it,
Apple
basically.
Animoji things. Or whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, that's
cool.
actually pretty cool too.
It is pretty cool. But so we were actually sitting here before this, taking pictures of a Dr. Pepper can
to
just compare the cameras.
Yeah,
and I don't know if I could say we have like official results.
No, we would need to do more.
But this is an awesome camera.
I don't think you can beat the Pixel 2 XL.
I mean, DxO marks notwithstanding,
it's really good.
Those are cool numbers or whatever. This thing is really good. Yeah. I'll throw some pictures up. Like it's.
So we were just trying to compare here, and this Note 8.
Nuts.
It was picking the wrong white balance.
Yeah.
Depending on what was in the shot. And it might have to do with these lights.
But it was still picking up, but either way, it was picking up the wrong white balance.
The Pixel 2 XL, man, nailed it every time. Like when we were looking at it on this screen, it was identical to reality. Yep. Pixel 2 XL, I'm sorry, the Note 8 was much yellower.
Yeah. The blue
was overblown.
The blue on here was like
I went into
perfect.
Pro mode and took another shot, and it was much better, like very close to the Pixel 2. But I don't really know what auto white balance issues happening there.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just not great.
And this thing is, I mean, the dynamic range. I took a picture of my cat looking out the window, and there was the nice.
You have a cat that is like the blackness of infinity. So
yeah, you can't like you have to blow everything else out.
Yeah. Or
you can't see her, or you can see her, but it's just
hashtag black cat photo problems. Right.
Can we start that? If you're still watching this late in the game, start that. But the dynamic range is stupid, and zooming in, it kept a lot of detail. Yeah. And the portrait mode. We didn't really get a chance to try, but I was messing around with the portrait mode just a little bit on this.
Yeah,
and
I'm still not really sure how to.
It got my hair almost like I zoomed in. I did the back one and the front one. The back one did work a little bit better. Because it has those dual pixels, which the front doesn't have. But holy cow, it got all around my hair. It was just the very little tips of the hair were softened a little,
where you can see the effect is happening.
Yeah, what do they call it in Photoshop? The not halo, the fringe. No, when you're blending the things, they call it the.
Oh yeah, I don't
whatever.
Know. Yeah, but
let us know in the comments what that is. But yeah, I am taking more pictures because I have this.
Well, I found that when I first got this camera, it is just fun to hit those autofocus backgrounds.
Yeah,
the bokeh,
it really is.
The bokeh.
Yeah, and that's how you know you're a professional. That's false. Actually, pretty sure you know you're a professional. You make money off of it.
Yeah. Anyway,
considering that's the word.
So more to come on these two phones, but
yeah, we'll figure it out.
The screen's better.
The screen is better on this. I have no problem saying that.
Yeah.
But that is, we're trying to keep this so we don't have to start and stop because we're on a G7. G7. That doesn't have the half hour anyway. No problem. So we're running out of time. We are gonna go. We'll see you in 2 weeks. This has been the Detroit Tech Review. Thumbs up. Don't hit thumbs down. That's a terrible idea. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.